Wow. Peace. We're going to give folks a second to come on in. Breaking news. Oh, my goodness. Come on in. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at. Peace. I'm Rami the Moorish American. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. We have an update on this case here, Rise of the Moors and the Wakefield Standoff. The verdict is in, at least on one individual. Gonna give folks a second to come on in. The two gentlemen you see is part of the Rise of the Moor militia group. The gentleman on the right here, that would be the group's leader, known as Jamal Latimer, also refers to himself as Jamal Abdullah Bey, is here. He was the leader of the Rise of the Moor militia group. They were arrested and charged with several crimes back in July of 2021 in Massachusetts. Their trial, through a lengthy process, started a couple of weeks ago for some of the members. 10 in all were arrested and charged. Several have already pled out guilty. This is the first in their group to actually go to trial. They had the trial. Before I talk about it, let me play a video, then we'll get to the trial. We'll get to the update. I just want to play one video to help with some context. Now, just so you're clear, so we're all clear, this is a video that I made, if you can see here at the bottom, May 14th, 2021. Now, this was several months before they ended up getting arrested. I want you to listen carefully and pay attention. When I come back, we'll get to the verdict. And honestly, I'm stalling a little bit. I have to get my notes together. Wow, it's some stuff going on. But let me play this clip, and then we'll get right back.
Guess who these bitch ass Moors claim to love? Noble Drew Ali.
Which is why, for example, honors to, people like Jamal with Rise of the Moors. He started his own organization and bringing people in and teaching them about their birthrights and their nationality, same stuff that temples have been supposed to be doing for 100 years.
That person that said you were disabled, well, I'm guessing you're disabled and if you're watching this, you're probably a Moor. I'm probably the only troglodyte in here. So if you're disabled and a Moor, us troglodytes are doing this thing now where we pretend to care about disabled and black and gay people. So just say that you're gay too, and then you're disabled, black, and gay, and then you say you run for mayor. Then all the white people will chalk you out like, look at our nigger right here. Got him on the head. We're gonna and then all the white people will chalk you out like, look at our nigger right here. Got him on the head. We're gonna and then you're gonna be the mayor, and then you flip it up, and then you throw the fucking the fez on, and you let these fools know what's up.
So for the Moors that needed a European Grand Sheik, here you go.
Yep. Now that a white person said it, it's the truth.
Yep. Hey.
The Moors complete, but now it came out of a European's mouth, so it's got to be the truth.
Well, then can you tell my people to form a community and move out here?
If you guys don't form a community, I'm going to start putting you in cages.
Noble Drew Ali said, get a good European education and he could use you. So once again, Rise of the Moors. Brother Jamal Bey went and got a good European education called military, Marines. And what's he doing with that right now?
So our Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior, our Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior, teaches you to fight. There's a time for war and a time for peace. There's a time to kill and a time to heal. So why do you think when our people get murdered, that is a peaceful time? So why is it that I'm the only one saying Moors? Go to ar500armor.com. Get a plate carrier. Get a SAPI plate. The word SAPI is an acronym. It stands for Small Arms Protective Inserts. Get level 3 plus or level 4 armor. Is greater for multi-hit, up to 7.62 rounds, and level 4 is higher. So it stops basically anything that the police have and the military. Why am I the only one saying that? I'll wait.
Close down so we can talk. I want you to be able to hear me.
Oh, I can hear you.
You can videotape me all you want.
I know.
Fine.
I know. I can hear you.
So listen, you will stop for a violation.
Okay.
And ask for some documentation. Okay.
And I provided my ID. I told her who I was, and I showed her who I was.
As far as the vehicle goes, do you have any registration documentation?
No,
whatsoever?
I don't.
Okay. So, would you mind? It's very difficult.
No, I can hear you, and you can hear me. This is fine.
So why is your vehicle not registered?
Because I'm not required by law to have it registered.
I'm
not required by law to have it registered.
Okay. You know what, sir? I'm not going to debate any of this with you. I understand you have your feelings on something.
Well, it's not my feelings.
The state feels otherwise.
Well, the state is a corporation and it can't have feelings.
So, did you get a license from him or nothing? All right.
I don't have a license.
Can I see it, please?
I don't have a license.
Oh, you don't have a license?
No, I don't.
All right. Do you have any identification?
Yes, I do. I identified myself to her already. Here it is. There's my ID right here.
Can I see it, please?
Yeah.
And listen, we're not trying to give you a hard time.
I'm not giving you a hard time either.
Can I just see?
Here's my ID. Hold on. Here's my identification. Here it is. Yeah. My name is Jamal right there.
Sir, I don't have good eyes. Can I just?
That's not my problem. Here's my name.
All right. What's that?
Here's my name. My name's right there. My name is Jamal. You can see it. Your light is on it.
I can't see it. Sir.
Yes, you can.
Sir, here's the situation.
Here, look, here's a picture of me. Here's me. Sir, I'm telling you, my name is Jamal. Okay, my name is right there. This is me.
Listen to me.
I am listening.
Continue to be very difficult if that's what you should.
I'm not being difficult.
All right. All we're asking you for is to show us so we can see the ID.
I did.
I need any form of ID to prove who you are.
I just proved to you who I was.
You didn't, sir.
Okay.
Did you not?
Can I ask you a question? I'm not being difficult. I'm not being difficult. Can I ask you a question?
You're going to try to be everything we do. We're going to try to deflect. I get that. That's fine.
I'm not deflecting anything.
Your vehicle's not registered.
Okay,
it's not going to travel on the highway.
I can travel on the highway.
You can.
I can.
That's fine.
A few moments later.
I'm not creating anything. You said I violated someone or I'm in an investigation. I'm asking what investigation, and you're not telling me what. So I'm obviously not involved in it. A traffic stop is not an investigation.
Open the vehicle, sir.
No, thank you.
Open the vehicle, sir.
No, thank you. Here's my other hand, still up.
Nope. Okay, sir. Open the window.
My window is open. My seatbelt's still on. My seatbelt's still on. My seatbelt's still on.
I just wanted to pause it right there. Now, again, this video, just so you can see, this video I created back in May 14, 2021. And towards the end of the video, I stated that the radical ideas and actions of Jamal and the rise of the Moors can get you arrested. It has also led to the FBI investigating and possibly classifying Moorish Americans as sovereign citizens and domestic terrorists. And I went on, peace. I went on to make several videos prior to the rise of the Moors and Jamal and them getting arrested, with this whole Wakefield standoff, because I saw where things were leading. Unfortunately, at the time, many of them called me an agent, called me scared, all sorts of names, thought that what I was saying was nonsense and, just dismissed what I was saying. And unfortunately, the consequences are now seemingly catching up. The verdict is in, at least on Jamal, and let me pull up the information. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in. We do have the verdict. Let me get the information. So now the jury trial started on the 13th of oh no, excuse me. The jury the jury trial started on the 13th of June. Was it the 13th? No. The jury trial started before the 13th, pardon me. That's right. It started May 31st. And then the jury was selected, pardon me. The jury was selected, the jury panel on the 13th. Yes, there we are. They were selected. The jury was selected on the 13th. It's important to note that the defense, Jamal, and all of the the two people that were testifying or on trial, Jamal Latimer and Stephen Perez, neither of them testified, and defended themselves or offered any testimony. They didn't present anything. So it was just the prosecution presenting the evidence, and then the jury went out for deliberations. And yet earlier today, they came back with the verdict, and we have it here. And the verdict was found that Jamal was guilty on multiple charges. So let me read it specifically. It says the defendant petitioner is committed without bail for the following reason. Per order of the court, the defendant was found guilty on numerous charges, held without bail pending sentencing hearing. He was found guilty of the following charges. Charge 1, possession of a large capacity firearm. Charge 2, possession of a large capacity firearm. Charge 3, carrying a firearm without a license. Charge 4, carrying a firearm without a license. He also was found guilty of improper storage near a minor of a shotgun or a rifle. He was found guilty of using body armor in use of a felony. He was found guilty of another firearm carrying without a license and it was loaded. And he was guilty of having ammunition without an FID card in his possession. And a little more specifics on the counts. Some of the weapons that he was found guilty of unlawful possession is a 9mm Luger caliber CZ model P10C semi-automatic pistol. They also had the serial numbers. He was found guilty of improper storage of a 12-gauge Mossberg model 930 semi-automatic shotgun. The body armor, and so it was 2 9mm Luger semi-automatic pistols that he was found guilty of unlawful possession of. So he was found guilty of all but one of the charges. I think the only charge that he wasn't found guilty of was conspiracy. And so it also states that, pardon me, that I found, let me get my other notes. Just give me a second, because it listed the date for the sentencing hearing. So just give me 1 second, if you could. Let's see. Here we go. He wasn't found guilty on the charge of conspiracy. Oh, I'm sorry. I just missed the I should have made it larger. Oh, I closed the screen. Dang. I'll try to open it back up at the end. Or you know what? we'll do a much more in-depth. I'm definitely going to do a much more in-depth discussion about all of this. Right now, I honestly just was coming to break the news. So when I double back and we have a more in-depth discussion, I'll zoom in on the docket so people can see it. But I just wanted to get this information out. So he wasn't charged or found guilty on the charge of conspiracy, and Jamal's sentencing date for the guilty verdicts is going to be July 16th, 2024. Now, the interesting part, the other person that he was on trial with, Stephen Perez, the really interesting thing about that, during the trial, Stephen Perez's attorney was arguing that he wasn't actually a part of the Rise of the Moors militia group. He had no idea what they were planning. He simply was along for the ride with his buddies that he thought were going camping. He didn't, or training. He didn't have any prior knowledge. This is what the defense attorney stated for Stephen Perez's position. To summarize, he pretty much put it all on Jamal. Like, I didn't know anything that was going on. I didn't have anything to do with the planning. I just was along for the ride. The interesting thing about that is that now I cannot find any reference of Stephen Perez's case in the court system. I don't know the reason for that. It could be that he was also on trial for additional charges in another state. So maybe, I don't know. Honestly, if you have an idea, if someone that is familiar with law and procedure, if you have some insight, please share it. Put it in the comment section. The best that I could think of was two things. One, that I don't know, maybe they needed to transfer the case to a different court, or he is agreeing to cooperate with the state of Massachusetts in the remaining prosecution of the other Rise of the Moor militia group members. And in exchange for his cooperation, they're dismissing his charges. That is my guess, but I have no clue on how that kind of stuff works. So if anybody has any more insight on how a case that was like a person is on trial and then the case goes to the jury to deliberate, and then one of the defendants is on trial, the case gets removed for the system. You can't find him searching his name, the case number, nothing at all. I don't have, I'm ignorant. I don't know. I have no idea on why that would be. Wow. Yeah. So as it stands now, of the 10 Rise of the Moor militia group members, 3 of them have took plea deals before they even got to court. Quinn Cumberlander, Aaron Johnson, and Wilfredo Hernandez. Those 3 took pleas, didn't even go to trial. They just pled guilty. There's one person that, what was his name? Lamar Dow, one of the members. He fled, and he has a warrant out for his arrest since last year around May. So he hasn't shown up. Then we have actually one of another Rise of the Moor militia group member, Robert Rodriguez. His trial started today. So he now is starting his trial in relation to these charges. And then there's a few others: Omar Malik Antonio, Connell Pierre, and Aban El Kurig. All 3 of them are still awaiting to go to trial. And so that's an update on the whole group, the Rise of the Moors militia group. But again, appreciate it. Oh, wow. Wow. Let me put this on the screen. God's the truth says, I am leaning on Stephen Perez turning witness against not only the others in the Rise of the More militia group, but people not caught up in the incident. I'm willing to bet the FBI got to him. Now, that may make sense. Man, that's an interesting perspective, only because Stephen Perez and a couple of other Rise of the More militia group members were from New York. And now we're talking about transporting guns illegally across state lines. Now it goes from a state crime to a potential federal crime, and has much more severe potential consequences for those crimes. Wow, that is an interesting perspective. Thank you for sharing that. This is wow. This person said Sovereign in the Fed pen, Kylie Duncan L. Peace to everybody in the chat. Facts or frauds. Doing well. Find some editing. The jury. Yeah, so Facts or Fraud said the jury verdict for Jamal wasn't a surprise. Yeah, I must say that I wasn't surprised by the guilty verdict as well, especially considering that he did not get on the stand and testify and argue, for his case in any way. So the jury only has essentially what the prosecution presented at trial. Whoa. Oh man. I appreciate the comments, man. I'm gonna have to really sit back and think on this. Perhaps domestic terrorism charges coming. PJC. That's another valid perspective and possibility. And it may be why the case for Stephen Perez was pulled out of the system, because with his cooperation, he will no longer be a defendant, but he will have to be a witness. Wow. Also, what I want to say is hold on a second. I want to say it is important to. This isn't a gloat. That's what I'm trying to say. This isn't about gloating. This isn't about I told you so's or nah, 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 nah. It's not about taunting or teasing or thumbing my nose at Jamal and the Rise of the More militia group members. Because ultimately, I don't wish prison on anybody. I don't wish, anybody has to go to prison or, be away from their families. Unfortunately, the actions that Jamal and those Rise of the More militia group members took, unfortunately, these are the consequences that come from it. What I want to say to Moorish Americans or Moors out there, I really hope we can take a step back, reflect on this for the people that may have been supporting Jamal and the Rise of the Moors. I hope this gives you some pause, gives you a moment of clarity, and I'm praying that you change your actions and your ideology, and you're no longer following the kind of ideology and beliefs that Jamal was espousing, and a bit further that, well, I don't want to get too complicated on that. So let me keep it there. My bad. It's funny, but it's not funny. Let me focus. I'm gonna be praying for Jamal and his family. You know, he has a small child, and so, you know, I have empathy as a father. You know, it's an unfortunate situation. Damn, excuse my language. I'm honestly taking. I mean, I wasn't surprised, but to see all the guilty verdicts coming out, you know, it's a little different. You know, it's and the fact that he was, you know, he was forced to go right to prison without bail or waiting for sentencing. So, you know, no more time with his family at all. It's tough. Man, I don't know what else. Any questions? I guess. Is there any questions that anyone has right now? Man, yeah, I see the images. You know, I'll show that real quick, actually, just for folks. Now, Stephen Perez, man, it is a trip, man. Man, let me see. Yeah, boom. So right there. So this is the case number. Now, prior to, you know, this happening, you put that case number in and several others, and the case comes right up. But now it's gone, like out of there. And I've never seen anything. I mean, I'm not familiar with criminal stuff like that anyway, but that's just a trip. So I'm interested in seeing or hearing other people's perspective on all of this. Hopefully, folks in the comments maybe have some insight that can explain it. Maybe it's a routine thing. I don't know. Next steps. I'll definitely. Witness protection program. It's quite possible, man. It's quite possible. I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Maybe Art even know. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, so I will keep folks updated on the new trial that just started with Robert Rodriguez. I'll also come back and follow up on July 16th when the sentencing happens as it relates to Jamal. And I don't have the date just yet. Right. That's a good point. Thank you for that point. Goddess of Truth said if he took a regular plea deal, his case would still be coming up in the court system like all the others that took plea deals. Very good point, because the other ones that took a deal and pled out or pled guilty, their information is still in the system. So the fact that his is not in the system at all is man, this case, boy. It room 430 to that statement. And Mr. Sims said guilty, who didn't see that coming, you know. Yeah. Oh, but what I wanted to say before I close out is I will what's today? Today is Tuesday. I'm going to check my schedule and figure out I think I have something to do Saturday morning. So probably Saturday afternoon, I'm going to come back on live and we'll have a more lengthier discussion. Oh, yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, true. Yeah, it's late. What was I going to say? Oh, it's probably Saturday afternoon. Just look for the live stream video. I'm going to make it probably tomorrow morning, for either Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and we'll have a much more lengthier discussion. I'll be able to share some of my opinions that I've been kind of holding back about this whole thing. And part of it is that I honestly didn't want Jamal or the Rise and the More militia group members and their supporters and all of that. I didn't want them saying, see, Rami is an agent because he's showing this and speaking about that and giving evidence to the prosecution and maybe he's worked. I didn't want any of that. So that's why, as I've been tracking this case and providing the information, I've been doing my best to stick to what are the facts of the case and reserve my opinion for after the jury has came back with a decision, whether it had been guilty or not guilty. Because if it had been not guilty, I would have, came back and spoken on that. Come on with the jokes. That being said, look for the live stream this weekend, either Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning. I'm gonna make the video the schedule. I'm gonna make put the video up so it'll already be there. You could hit the notification. But on the weekend, we'll have a lengthier discussion. And if you're watching this and you want to be a part of the discussion, I'll definitely have the link available so that people can talk about their opinions on this case. And I'm especially putting out this call to Moors or Moorish Americans or people that identify as Moors, and in particular, people that support Jamal and the Rise of the Moors situation. If you're watching this and you would like to share your perspective, your opinion, your comments, I humbly would ask that you please join the live stream. In fact, if there's anybody that's supporting Jamal, wants to speak their perspective on the case and how it turned out, or want to say their support or have a critique about me covering this, anybody that is for Jamal and the Rise of the Moors, I ask you to join the live stream this weekend, and I'll make you a priority so that y'all can express yourselves first and speak freely, and as long as it's respectful and all that. But yeah, I wanna have a productive and hopefully a productive and a helpful conversation about all of this. That being said, any last questions before I get out of here? Again, the verdict is in. Just summarizing, with Jamal Latimer, the leader of the Rise of the More militia group in this Wakefield standoff. He was found guilty of 7 of the 8 charges. The only charge that he wasn't found guilty of was conspiracy. The rest, be it the unlawful possession of the handguns, the improper storage, the body armor, and use of a felony. He was convicted on all of those charges. And it doesn't look good. It does not look good in terms of, sentencing. I don't believe things are going to turn out in his favor or turn out favorably in comparison to the people that took the plea before going to trial. I think that unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the state of Massachusetts is going to use Jamal as an example, and probably to deter others from following in his footsteps, in the Rise of the More footsteps. That's a good question. Are there any comments posted on any of their social media accounts like IG, about the guilty verdict and him being in custody already. Not that I have seen. I have not seen. I'm gonna check his. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't follow the Instagram account or Facebook. Um, and honestly, I think if I even tried to follow the account, when they saw my, see my name on there, they would just simply block me. So, um, you know, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I'm checking the YouTube page, and I don't see. The last thing that I see is a video on the Hebrew language that was posted 3 days ago. Um, I don't know what that has to do with Rise of the Moors. Let's see. Can I see? Is that a website? I think they took down. The website got taken down, actually. Yeah, I don't think. Let me just check in. No, riseofthemoors.org.com. Yeah, I don't think it's. Nope. Yeah, so Rise of the Moor, I don't know if it was .org or .com, but neither of them are active websites anymore. So, yeah. That's a good point. But I would be willing to believe that Jamal would have set things up with someone like his wife to post on his behalf because he would have guessed this was coming. Yeah, I am interested in hearing what the Rise of the Moor supporters have to say, be it Jamal or I don't know, some of the other militia group members or just supporters online. I don't know that we'll get to hear anything from them, but it would be interesting to see their perspective. And honestly, I'm wondering if there's any Rise of the matter of fact, actually, if there are any Rise of the Moor militia group members or Rise of the Moor supporters who once were like strong advocates for Jamal and he's right and I'm following this, militia group and, felt sincerely that this was the right direction to follow Jamal and have since had a change of heart, I would love to speak with you. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be online or in the public. You could reach out to me via my email. Because I'm just interested to find out if there's anybody in that group or anybody that was supporting them that is honest enough or willing to just say like, man, I thought he was legitimate. I thought this was the right direction. And now I realize this is completely wrong. So I've changed directions and I'm not supporting that kind of stuff anymore. Yeah, I would love to talk to anybody like that. So if this video you stumble across it, please reach out. Any last questions? Any last questions before I get up out of here? Because to be honest with you, I haven't had anything to eat, and so I know it's crazy late. I think I'm gonna make me a salad or something, and a smoothie. I mean, yeah, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, Society of Truth. You was from yesterday. You was from yesterday, I think. Yeah, I think I remember your name from yesterday. I don't know what that means. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me check this out before I get up out of here. Oh, okay. Yeah, the verdict, Society of Truth. You just got here, you can rewind it, but Jamal, the leader of the Rise of the Moor militia group, was found guilty of 7 of the 8 charges. The only charge that he wasn't found guilty of is conspiracy, unlawful possession, ammunition, body armor, unlawful not having a license to carry these arms. He was guilty of all of those charges: multiple handguns, a shotgun, the body armor, and the ammunition for those weapons. He's going to be sentenced July 16th. Some of the time that he served in jail, I believe, is going to be credited to his pending sentencing or prison sentence. So some of the time, I believe, will be reduced. What is his sentence? He's not sentenced. That literally the verdict came out this morning. So there's still needs to, I guess, time. I don't understand exactly the procedures, but my guess is that have to schedule a time for when they can fit him in for sentencing. Also, I guess, to give both Jamal and his counsel or attorneys, as well as the prosecution, time to prepare for the sentencing hearing and to make their case before the judge. The prosecution on why the sentencing should be, harsh or as harsh as possible, and most likely Jamal's perspective. Oh, I wonder if he will testify or make a statement during the sentencing. But for him to make his case on maybe receiving a favorable or a more lenient sentence. I will say this. If someone that knows Jamal or is supportive of Jamal and the Rise of the Moor is still watching this video, I think, in my humble opinion, it would greatly benefit Jamal if on sentencing he could make a statement, write a letter making a statement that he apologizes for his actions, for getting, all of this stuff wrapped up, that he wishes to atone or make right, that he was believing in this stuff sincerely, but after reflecting, now he truly understands that he was on the wrong path and he wants to make amends and atone. I think, in my humble opinion, that would do him a great deal of justice, or it would be very helpful in receiving a lenient sentence, or as lenient as a sentence as possible. So I hope if there's anybody that's supportive of Jamal, that y'all can get that word to him and just say, you tried your best. Now with this guilty verdict, maybe it's time to acknowledge you made some mistakes, be humble and show humility, and ask for forgiveness from the court. In my opinion, I think that would help him in the sentencing. But that's the best. I'm doing my best to offer something that's helpful. But Jamal doesn't take advice. This is true. Yeah. This is true. I offered advice before they got arrested, and I was called a lot of names. So wow. Society of Truth says, me and associates tried to help him many times. Something's wrong with him mentally. And that's something that I think we should keep in mind as I close out, is that, there are a lot of people suffering from mental health issues, and I know it's not easy, but I would ask for us to give grace to people, or do our best to give grace to others. Just if you can, to do your best and strive to give grace and be forgiving of others. And that's a bit of my faith and my religion talking, but that's the best I got. That's honestly the best I got. Come on with the jokes, dog. Come on with the jokes. All right, I got to get out of here. I appreciate the jokes. I am being as respectful as I possibly can because I don't want Jamal or his supporters to feel like I'm laughing in their face, or that this isn't a serious matter because it is. Yeah, I appreciate the. Thank you. I seen that. I seen something. 1 second. Yeah, finally, channel for you, great opinion. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate that you've been following the channel for years, but about the information being informative, because that's my goal is not to get fame or clout, or I really don't like the attention or money or any of that. You know, the goal in this channel was to inform people, to spread the true teachings of Noble Drew Ali, which are, and I'll close with this, to again emphasize Noble Drew Ali was the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, a religious organization that was created in the 1920s here in the United States. It was created for the purpose to teach the so-called black people, so-called African Americans now. Back then we were called Negroes or coloreds, or a different term. It was to teach our people about our lineage and our heritage and our faith that was taken away when our ancestors were enslaved in this country. So the organization was for that purpose, as well as to help make us better citizens. And I want to stress that, because, and not citizens of the Moroccan Empire or the Moorish Empire or Maxim or any of these fictitious countries or nations. It was to make us better citizens of the United States of America. Moorish Americans are not superior to any other American citizen. We were taught that we are supposed to get along with all other American citizens and live in harmony in our country, even if we have a difference in religion, because that's the beauty of this country, that the door to religious freedom swings open to everyone. So those were the principles that Noble Drew Ali taught with the Moorish Science Temple of America, the religious organization. Unfortunately, after he passed, there's been many people that have taken some of his information, some of his phrases or titles, organization names even, and mixed in sovereign citizen ideology and beliefs, and have been promoting and presenting that to the people. And so it causes confusion, because if you don't know any different, you just look and see all of these Moors are on this sovereign citizen stuff, or acting like the rise of the Moor, and feel like that they don't have to respect any authority or anyone's jurisdiction or laws of the government. And I just want to emphasize that that is not true Moorish Americans, or that is not representative of all people that identify as Moors. And God willing, as we continue, I can create more videos and have more discussions with people that help clarify the difference between a Moorish American and the sovereign citizen Moors, or these, you know, kind of rogue Moorish groups. Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna close out. Oh, last thing, Ianga is she was arrested during the rise of the Moors, one of their first trial hearings after they first got arrested. She showed up to the court, ended up getting arrested for similar charges. I think not having a license or registered to the car, and something to do with unlawful possession of firearms. She is still awaiting trial. It got postponed until, I believe, the fall, possibly around November. I have to double check and see. I'll know more of that on the weekend. And so yeah, her case is still pending as well. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, Latoya Johnson. Her name that she she was going by is Iyanka, but Latoya Johnson was the name. Thank you. I'm glad it's been clear to you. Little by little, we're gonna get some clarity. We're gonna get some understanding, and God willing, we'll get some unity. And we're gonna make this country a better country, and God willing, this world that we're living in a better world, because it's crazy out here. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all know. I don't want to get too much in politics, but in terms of war and the economy, and man, we need some help. You know what I mean? As American citizens, we got to come together and start working together. But that's another story for another day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Love is the key. Love is the way. Much love to you and yours. And love to the Rise of the Moors and Jamal and anyone else. And let's all have a great day. All right. Peace and love. Wowzers.